because this is a big deal for me, getting this car back on the road. Thinking it would look cool, but something else I have to do as well is sort out the audio for the GoPro 360, because that wasn't really good. I need to... It's an exciting day today, because today I'm going to drive the Bug for the first time in 10 years. And it's Saturday, and it's a beautiful day. Most magical day of the week. I just got these from the Department of Transport yesterday, so the Bug is now officially on the road. Well, I've just got to put these on. We'll address that now. Right. Oh, what was that? Ah. They're a little bit bent, but we can sort that out. But that's okay. I have a cunning plan to straighten these out. So, I just need to put that on there. About like that, and the other one over here, put that there about like that. I think that was a good shot. Let's see if that works. It needs a little bit more finessing, I reckon. Yeah, nice and straight. I actually tried one of these on the car yesterday, and it looked really weird because it was so new and shiny and straight, and that's not what the car is. So they're still too new and shiny and straight, so we've got to do a little bit more work. Just kidding, I think that'd be a bit too much. Right, the trusty acetone. I'll just give that a little try there, and it's doing quite a good job because it's not too fierce like thinners or whatever. Like I said before, actually doing a patina paint job is way more fun than restoring stuff. Yeah, they just need a little something more. There, that looks a bit more at home now. From experience, I've come to realise that holding this on with zip ties is actually better than bolting it on. I had some welded bolts on there before, but it's too rigid and it gets ripped off. But if anything hits it while it's zip tied on, it's okay. And I had zip ties holding that on for a good 8 years, I reckon, when I was driving it around. Didn't have a problem. And the back one, yeah, it looks a bit better than a brand new one. There are things I need to address on it before I really want to use it properly on the road. Bits and pieces I've got to sort out. But there's also going to be lots of other things I need to do. And without driving it, I'm not going to know what they are. So the best thing to do first is just to go and drive it. Because there's all sorts of things like... I don't have door seals on it at the moment. The window seals aren't in properly, so the windows are going to rattle. Heaps of stuff. But I've just done the bare minimum at the moment to get it roadworthy, so I can actually get it on the road and give it a little bit of a run before I tune the engine, because it needs the cobwebs blowing out of it first and stuff like that. I have actually spent quite a bit of time with the engine making sure that's all tippity top. It just needs a bit of a tune up. I need to sort out this sort of semi misfire I've got, but other than that I'm quite confident and that's reliable. As you can see, I haven't finished the wiring loom yet. It's just all there so that things work. I've got a temporary washer bottle because the washer pump hasn't turned up, so I can't get my old bottle going yet. This was just all stuff to get it for a roadworthy. I do have my seats back though, which look really nice. I'll tell you more about them later. But yeah, I'm just going to go and drive it. I want to actually drive it because I'm not sure. I haven't driven it since I put these big carburetors on. I want to know if they're making much difference or not. I'm thinking I'm going to lose a heap of power, like response right down low, because I had 36s on it before. These are 40s, so they're probably a bit too big. So I want to see what it actually drives like and what other bits and pieces. I know I've got to put door seals and window seals and stuff in it like that. I think the windows and stuff are going to rattle. I've still got to make another dashboard. This one's only temporary, that's why all these lights aren't pushed in properly and it's not screwed in properly and stuff. But just want to make sure it drives okay, so I know there's no major issues I need to work on before I start sorting everything else out. So let's drive it. They're not rattling around like I thought they would, which is pretty cool. Right, I've just replaced the coil, which is in there, look. I don't actually have it on the fan housing where they normally are because they tend to vibrate and crack the fan housing. Plus I want to keep it cool in the airflow there and not have the heat of the engine go over it, so that's why it's there. And also I was going to change the HT leads at the same time, but I decided I'm going to try it first, because if you do everything at once you don't know what's fixed anything. Right, well, I've got you in a different place because the microphone wasn't working very well before. It probably still isn't now. I've probably got to pick something else up for that. And I've just changed the coil. It feels smoother already, so we're going to see what it's like. Yeah, that's better. That's better. This is so good. It's good. Farts around a little bit there. I think the carburetors are a bit too big. I could actually just, might just be tuning, I might be able to tune them a bit better and synchronise them a bit better. But I remember it's really tall geared as well because of the big tyres. So I had it in 4th gear then. I love it though. It's so good. I love the noise. Straight cut gear. There's something rattling in the transmission tunnel. I don't know what that is. Well, the rattle stopped. It was that plate down on the floor there. Well, on the floor, on the tunnel there. I hadn't screwed down properly. Right, I've now just changed the leads as well. I bought yellow ones thinking it would look cool, but it doesn't. So I'm going to have to make them black. It's even worse now. So I now know what I need to do. I need to just put one carburettor on, I reckon. I've got the stuff, I've got the inlet manifold ends sort of going ahead, so I've just got to make the pipe work in between to fit the carburettor on. So this was something I knew I was probably going to have to do anyway, and it's not running well when you open the throttle up, so it needs sorting out. So that's what I'm going to do, but I knew I had to do that. At least I'm not on the floor pulling the engine out to sort out clutch forks and throw out bearings, which I've had a lot of trouble with before. And I know the brakes all work, it steers good, and it drives fine. So that was all I wanted to do today, to actually drive it and see what needs doing. And now I know, and I'm really pleased, because this is a big deal for me, getting this car back on the road. The carburetors I've got on here are twin 40 IDFs, and it had 36 IDFs on before. I'll show you. But the trouble was, my old carburetors stood too long with fuel in them, and they all corroded and went to crap. So now, just to get the car running, I bought some twin 40s off of eBay, which are Chinese copies, for about 300 bucks. So they probably don't work that well anyway. Well, they seem to work all right. They're just not correct for this application at the moment with standard heads on it. So instead of having dual twin 40s, one each side, I'm just going to have one in the middle here with the inlet manifold going to each port, which should give it a lot more low end torque than what it's got at the moment with twin 40s on it. So I've got to get the rear seat in. I haven't put it all together yet because I'm probably going to put a stereo in the back of the backrest where you can't see it and stuff. I've got to make a new dashboard for it. This one's too shiny. I did want to replace the door panels, but I think they actually look really good now they've actually lost their shine. So I've just got to make a new dash. And lots of stuff really, lots of good stuff. But now it's on the road, I can just film all this at my own pace. And I've got to put door seals in it, sort the windows out. They don't rattle as much as I thought they would. I've got a fiberglass bonnet for it, which I might have shown you before. And I've also got the top part of the deck lid here, which I need to put on, but I need to also make it work with the oil cooler as well. So there's going to be content about that and about the cooler and the cooling system on it and the modifications I'm going to do there. But now it's registered on the road, I can start spending money on bits and pieces for the next level. And what's the next level? Well, I don't know. This is one of them things. I'm just going to keep spending time on it, money on it, developing it, and seeing where it goes. I know where I'd like to see it really end up, but that's a long way off. But I'm enjoying everything I do on it at this level, so I'm just going to keep it like that, just doing one thing after another and enjoying it, because that's what this car's all about. I do have a lot of trouble with my motorbike fouling up plugs because the fuel over here is absolutely shit. So it does feel like that sort of problem. So I'm going to bung a set of plugs in it and see what happens. Right, I've just put new spark plugs in it, so see if that makes it better. I think it will. I still think it's a fuel problem, actually making it run extra rich and choking the plugs up. That's better. Much better. That's sorted that right out. Pleased about that. I probably will still put a single carb on it, or a single dual carb on it at some point, but not this week. Yes. This car's really smooth. You know, car, probably because it's not lowered. Used to driving lowered Volkswagen until I got this. So it's all good now. I put some spark plugs in it, did a little bit of tuning and managed to get rid of the flat spot. So I thought I had new spark plugs in it already, but I hadn't. So that's what was confusing me there, and it's pulling well now. So I've done about 10 Ks in it. I'm going to change the oil. Because it's been so long standing around and just driving backwards and forwards here, the oil I put in it when I just put the engine back together was only going to stay in there a little while just to clean it all out. And now I can drain that oil, change the filter and put some fresh stuff in it. So the content which is coming, which I'm excited about, is the cooling system, the oil system. I've got to put a bit of the deck lid on there, but that's going to be part of the oil system project as well, because the oil cooler's under here and it's not really in a good place and it hasn't got much airflow. So we're going to do something about that. But before I do that, I'm going to get gauges so I can measure my oil temperature, oil pressure and cylinder head temperature as well. That all comes into it. So I'm actually going to be doing stuff and seeing what difference it makes, rather than just saying, oh, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. But it's so good to have this back on the road again now. I'm really looking forward to doing all the bits and pieces, making content about different stuff, doing some more modifications, and it's just going to grow now. Oh, something else I have to do as well is sort out the audio for the GoPro 360, because that wasn't really good. I need to get an external mic to plug into it, which I can put on my lapel or something like that, because I like filming like that while driving along. It is actually a real pain to edit, which is probably why you don't see it a lot in YouTube videos, so I don't know how that's going to go. But my DJI Action's broken at the moment, so I'm using my GoPro Max in here. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment and all that good stuff. And have a great day. But just to see what would happen, I've got it on its highest. Yeah, that would have been too much.